What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. Today, I'm doing my 2024 NASCAR Cup Series winner predictions. I'm going to go through every single race, including the exhibition events, and I'm going to tell you I think will win each of these races. So anyways, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season is going to kick off with a Busch Light clash at the Los Angeles Coliseum. The last time we raced at the Los Angeles Coliseum, we saw Mark Truex Jr. pick up a pretty dominating victory and held off a hard-charging Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch to pick up the win. This time around, the driver I'm picking to win the race at the Los Angeles Coliseum is going to be Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch dominated this race in 2022, only to get beat in the race by Joey Logano and have one of the best cars, like I mentioned, in 2023. Our stars had struggles on the short track package, but I think this time around, Kyle Busch is going to get it done, and I think Kyle Busch will pick up his first Busch Light Clash victory at the Los Angeles Coliseum. He's won the Busch Light Clash before at Daytona, but this time around, I've got him winning the Busch Light Clash at the LA Coliseum. After the Busch Light Clash at the LA Coliseum, we'll be headed to Daytona International Speedway for the Daytona 500. The 2023 Daytona 500 course was won by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. The driver who I'm picking to win, though, the 2024 Daytona 500 is a driver who has come very close to win the Daytona 500 many times and actually led on the 200th lap in the 2023 Daytona 500. I am picking Kyle Busch to win the 2024 Daytona 500. Kyle Busch has been really close to win the Daytona 500 many times, and this would basically cap off an really incredible career in the NASCAR Cup Series, which I think is going to be able to do that. So I think Kyle Busch in 2024 will be your Daytona 500 winner. After racing Daytona 500, we'll be headed to Atlanta Motor Speedway, so back-to-back Super Speedway races. This, of course, will be at the new configured Atlanta Motor Speedway, which has been a Super Speedway track the last couple years. The driver who I'm picking to win at Atlanta Motor Speedway is a driver of the 6 car for RFK Racing, Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski's come very close to winning the last couple times at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Had one of the fastest cars in the spring race in 2023, and also had the fastest car in the summer race as well. We know how strong RFK's Super Speedway program has been, so therefore, I think Brad Keselowski is going to be able to come off the corner and pick up the victory at Atlanta Motor Speedway. After race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, we'll be headed to Las Vegas Motor Speedway to begin a couple races of the West Coast Swing. The last time we ran near Las Vegas, we saw Kyle Larson hold off a hard-charging Christopher Bell to pick up the victory. The driver I'm picking to win the spring race at Las Vegas is the driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. Like I said, Kyle Larson's probably had the fastest car the last 2 times we've been here. He should have won the spring race in 2023, though William Byron dominated, and Kyle Larson, like I mentioned, won the last time we were here. And Kyle Larson's been really great since coming to Hendrick Motorsports, so therefore, I think Kyle Larson is going to get it done this time around at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. After racing Las Vegas Motor Speedway, we'll be headed to Phoenix International Raceway. The last time we ran here, we saw Ross Chastain pick up the victory. This time around, the driver I'm picking to win at Phoenix Raceway is the driver of the 12 car for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney been historically very good at Phoenix Raceway, but shockingly, he has never won at this racetrack in his NASCAR Cup Series career. I think that's going to change this time around in 2024. I think this number 12 team is going to be fast, and I think Ryan Blaney will get the victory this time around at Phoenix Raceway. After race at Phoenix Raceway, we'll be headed to Bristol Motor Speedway as we return to the concrete in the spring for the first time since 2020. The last time we ran a spring race here, we saw a really great finish between Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, and Brad Keselowski, where Brad Keselowski was able to steal the victory. This time around, the driver I'm picking to win at Bristol Motor Speedway on the concrete is the driver of the 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin actually won the last time we were here at Bristol Motor Speedway on the concrete in 2023, and also Denny Hamlin has historically been one of the more underrated drivers at this racetrack. So therefore, I think Denny Hamlin is going to use that experience and get it done this time around at Bristol Motor Speedway. After a race at Bristol Motor Speedway, we'll be headed to Circuit of the Americas for the first road course race of 2024. The driver won last time we were here was Tyler Reddick. The driver I'm picking to win this time around at Circuit of the Americas is the driver of the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. William Byron dominated this race, was one of the fastest cars at this event, was really one of the only guys that could keep up with Tyler Reddick all day long, and William Byron has been very good on road courses the last couple years. So therefore, I think William Byron's going to use that experience on winning on road courses in 2023, including at Watkins Glen. I think William Byron gets his first win of 2024 at the track of Circuit of the Americas. After races Circuit of the Americas, we'll be headed to Richmond Raceway. The last time we raced at Richmond, we saw Chris Buescher pick up the victory, getting his first win of 2023. The driver I'm picking to win this time around is once again Chris Buescher, course drive 17 car for RFK Racing. Like I said, RFK's short track program and cars at Richmond have been very, very fast and really strong. And once again, just like 2023, I think Chris Buescher is going to get it done, and I think he picks up his first and only victory of the 2024 season at Richmond Raceway. After race at Richmond, we'll be headed to Martinsville Speedway, also known as the Paperclip. The last time we ran here, we saw Ryan Blaney pick up the victory in thrilling fashion. The driver, who I'm picking to win this time around at Martinsville, is the driver of the 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin. Look, Denny Hamlin had one of the fastest cars in 2023, but shockingly, Denny Hamlin has not won at this track since 2015. I think that changes this time around because I think Denny Hamlin will get his first victory at Martinsville Speedway in a very, very long time. After a race at Martinsville, we'll be headed to Talladega Super Speedway. The last time we ran here in the spring, we saw Kyle Busch pick up the victory. The driver I'm picking to win at Talladega Super Speedway is the driver of the 22 car for Team Penske, Joey Logano. Joey Logano historically is really, really good at super speedway tracks, has won at Talladega multiple times, 2015 and 2016 and 2018 as well. And I think Joey Logano this time around is going to get his first win at Talladega in a couple years in 2024 in the spring race. After a race at Talladega Super Speedway, we'll be headed to Dover International Speedway. The last time we ran at Dover, we saw Mark Schixner pick up his first points-paying win of 2023. The driver I'm picking to win this time around, though, in 2024, is the driver of the 1 car for Trackhouse Racing, Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain has been historically really good at Dover the last 2 seasons, had one of the fastest cars in 2022 and one of the fastest cars in 2023. And I don't think he's going to make any mistakes, piss anybody off, and I think Chastain will get his first win of 2024 at Dover International Speedway in the number 1 car. After a race at Dover, we'll be headed to Kansas International Speedway for the first of 2 trips to the racetrack. The last time we ran here at Kansas, we saw Tyler Reddick pick up the victory in thrilling fashion. The driver, who I'm picking to win the first Kansas race in 2024, is the driver of the 23 car for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. This is Bubba Wallace's best track. He historically ran really well here, had a strong car in both 2023 races, of course, got his first intermediate win of his career in his NASCAR Cup Series career at this track. I think Bubba Wallace and this 23 team are going to be strong. We know how strong 2311 Racing's at this track. I think Bubba Wallace gets his first win of 2024 at Kansas Speedway. After a race at Kansas, we'll be headed to Darlington Raceway for the first of 2 trips. The last time we ran into spring, we saw the issues between Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson. And then, of course, we saw William Byron pick up the victory. But this time around, the driver I'm picking to win at Darlington Raceway is the driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott has actually been pretty good at Darlington Raceway throughout his career. Has never won here before, but let's be honest, he should have a couple wins considering how strong this 9 team has been, and Hendrick Motorsports has historically been. So therefore, I think Chase Elliott will get his first points-paying win of the 2024 season at Darlington Raceway. Also finished 3rd in the most recent spring race. I think Chase Elliott will be your winner at Darlington. After a race at Darlington, we'll be headed to North Wilkesboro for the 2nd time at the All-Star race. The last time we ran to North Wilkesboro, Kyle Larson put up a dominating clinic and went on to win the race. This time around, I think we'll see something similar. I don't think Kyle Larson is going to win the race, though, but the driver I'm picking to win is Kyle Larson's teammate, William Byron. William Byron, I was not amazing in this race in 2023, but William Byron, I think, is going to be really strong in 2024. The 24 car historically really great at North Wilkesboro back in the mid to late 90s. I think it's going to be William Byron's time to get it done. I am picking William Byron to pick up the victory at North Wilkesboro International Speedway. After racing North Wilkesboro, we'll be headed to Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600. The last time we ran the Coca-Cola 600, Ryan Blaney snapped his winless streak. This time around, the driver who I'm picking to win the Coca-Cola 600 in 2024 is going to be the driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. Not only that, I have Kyle Larson completing the double and not winning the Indy 500, but running well in the Indy 500 and winning the Coke 600 on the same day. Kyle Larson's been really good at Charlotte, had a really good car in 2022, 2023, and also, of course, won the 2021 edition. I think this 5 team is going to be fast, and I think Kyle Larson gets win number 2 of 2024 in the Coca-Cola 600. After the Coca-Cola 600, we'll be headed to Worldwide Technology Raceway, also known as Gateway International Speedway. The last time we ran here, Kyle Busch was able to pick up his 3rd and final victory of 2023. The driver I'm picking to win this time around at Worldwide Technology Raceway is the driver of the 12th car for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney has ran really good the last couple trips here. He had a really good car in 2022 before tire issues came into play and had one of the fastest cars, one of the only guys that really keep up with Kyle Busch all day long in 2023. So therefore, I think Ryan Blaney will get his 2nd win of 2024 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. After a race at Worldwide Technology Raceway, we'll be headed to Sonoma Raceway. The last time we ran here, I believe we saw Mark Truex pick up a dominating clinic. And this time around, I think Toyota is going to continue their dominance here. But the driver I'm picking to win is the driver of the 45 car for 2311 Racing, Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick, really great at road courses. We know how strong the road course program has been for that 45 organization with Tyler Reddick. We know him. He's won quite a few road course races up to this point. I think Tyler Reddick will get his 4th road course win in the NASCAR Cup Series at Sonoma Raceway in 2024. After race at Sonoma Raceway, we'll be headed to Iowa Speedway for the first time on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule. The driver who I think gets it done is a driver who ran really well here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Should have won the 2017 edition of the race in Xfinity. I am picking Christopher Bell in the number 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing to get it done. Like I said, Christopher Bell, very good at short tracks. You know how strong the short track program has been for Joe Gibbs Racing over the years. I think that number 20 team for the first race at Iowa, I've got Christopher Bell getting the victory this time around at Iowa Speedway. After a race at Iowa Speedway, we'll be headed to New Hampshire Motor Speedway as New Hampshire moves a little bit earlier in the season. The driver who I think will get it done in New Hampshire, of course, last time we ran here, we saw Mark Truex Jr. pick up a dominating victory. The driver I'm picking to win at New Hampshire Motor Speedway is once again Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell, this is his best track. He obviously dominates races here. He gets wins on a week-by-week basis at this track. He won a lot of Xfinity races here, and of course has won a Cup race here in 2022. I think Christopher Bell will go back to victory lane at this track and will get his 2nd Cup Series victory in his career at this racetrack, which of course he's won multiple other times, but I got Christopher Bell getting it done at New Hampshire. After racing New Hampshire Motor Speedway, we'll be headed to Nashville Super Speedway. The last time we ran here, we saw Ross Chastain pick up a dominating victory, held off a hard-charging Mark Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin at the end of the race. The driver picking to win at Nashville Super Speedway is once again going to be Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain has been historically really good. We know how strong Trackhouse Racing has been at this racetrack. I think Trackhouse is going to be really strong, really quick, and I think that number 1 team will be very fast as Chastain will get win number 2 of 2024 at the Nashville Super Speedway. This time around, I think Chastain will get it done. After racing Nashville Super Speedway, we'll be headed to Chicago for the Chicago Street Course once again. The last time we ran to Chicago, we saw Shane Van Gisbergen pick up his first career victory in his first start, becoming the first driver winning their first start, I believe, since Johnny Rutherford back in 1963 or 1964. The driver who I'm picking to win the Chicago Street Course in 2024 is once again going to be Shane Van Gisbergen. Look, Shane Van Gisbergen is going to have more competition this time around. He's probably going to have to deal with Brody Kosecki and Cam Waters in 2024, but I think that SVG is going to get it done. He's been a great road course racer. He's had 2 starts, 2 top 10 finishes in his career. Going to make some other starts throughout the year. I think SVG, though, will for sure win the Chicago Street Course. After the Chicago Street Course, we'll be headed to Pocono International Raceway. The last time we ran here at Pocono, we saw some beef, of course, between Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin, and Denny Hamlin picked up what was his 49th, actually his 50th career NASCAR Cup Series win. The driver I'm picking to win, though, at Pocono International Speedway is one of Denny Hamlin's teammates, the driver of the 54 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs, this of course was the track where he got his NASCAR Cup Series debut, substituting for Kurt Busch at the time in 2022. And Ty Gibbs has historically been really good at this track throughout his NASCAR career up to this point. So therefore, I think Ty Gibbs will finally get his first career victory at Pocono. This will be his only one I have for him getting in 2024, but I believe that Ty Gibbs in the 2024 season will be able to pick up the victory at Pocono. After a race at Pocono, we'll be headed to Indianapolis for the Brickyard 400. We have not ran the Brickyard 400 in a couple years. The last time we ran was 2020 when Kevin Harvick was able to pick up the victory, holding off Matt Kenseth for the win. The driver who I have winning the Brickyard 400 in 2024 is a driver who almost won the race Indy Road Course in 2023. I am picking Chase Elliott to get it done in 2024. It makes a lot of sense. Hendrick Motorsports been really good here. It's been historically known that Hendrick Motorsports drivers tend to win a lot at new racetracks, even though Joe Logano's been known to do that quite a bit. I think that Chase Elliott is going to get it done this time around, though. He's been really good at the flatter tracks. I think the 9 team is going to be really strong throughout the season, and I think Chase Elliott picks up the win in the Brickyard 400 on its return for the 30-year anniversary. Also be a Hendrick Motorsports win. Technically, the 9 team's kind of like the 24 organization back in 1994, so I have Chase Elliott picking up the win in the Brickyard 400. After race the Brickyard 400, we'll be headed back to Richmond Raceway. Like as mentioned, the last time we ran in Richmond, of course, was won by Chris Buescher. The driver I'm picking to win this time around in Richmond is a driver who is basically looking to have a redemption season in 2024. I am picking Alex Bowman to get it done at Richmond. Look, Alex Bowman has been pretty good at Richmond in his career. The 48 team was really fast in this race in 2023, so therefore I think this number 48 team is going to turn the corner, and I think that we will see Richmond get done, and I've got Alex Bowman winning it at Richmond. After a race at Richmond, we'll be headed to Michigan International Speedway. The last time we ran here, Chris Buescher picked up his 2nd straight victory in a row. The driver who I have winning this time around at Michigan International Speedway is a driver who almost won this race in 2023. I am picking the driver of the 45 car for 2311 Racing, Tyler Reddick, to get it done. Look, Tyler Reddick had one of the fastest cars in this race in 2023. And if not for a mistake from pit road from 2311 themselves, Tyler Reddick goes on to win that race. So therefore, I don't think they make the same mistake this time around. I think Tyler Reddick and this 45 team are going to get their 2nd victory of the year at Michigan International Speedway. After a race in Michigan, we'll be headed to Daytona International Speedway, but unfortunately will not be the cutoff race in 2024. Last time we ran here in the fall race or the summer race, we saw Chris Buescher pick up his 3rd and final victory of the season. The driver who I have winning this time around for the summer race at Daytona is going to be William Byron. William Byron is a pretty underrated super speedway racer. He has won a couple super speed races, won in Atlanta in 2022 in the spring, and also won at Daytona in 2020 to pick up his 1st career victory. We know how good Hendrick Motorsports Super Speedway program has been, so therefore I think William Byron will get a 2nd points-paying victory of 2024 at the Daytona International Speedway. After race at Daytona, we have the Southern 500, which will be the cutoff race to determine who gets into the playoffs. The driver who I think is going to get it done in the Southern 500 is a driver who actually won the 2023 edition of this race, and that is Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson has been historically really great at Darlington. Finally got his first Cup Series win at Darlington National Speedway after having many races where he should have won Southern 500 in the past. I think that this 5 team is going to be really getting on their game. So I have Kyle Larson getting win number 3 of 2024 in the Southern 500. After the Southern 500, we will kick off the 2024 playoffs at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The driver who I have winning at Atlanta Motor Speedway is once again going to be a driver who's already won before this season, and that is William Byron. I think William Byron gets win number 3 of 2024 at Atlanta. He won the spring race in 2022. Actually, won the fall-summer 2023 race as well, so he's got 2 wins at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and I think this 24 team is going to be very, very quick and very fast. I think this number 24 team has been great, and William Byron will get his 3rd win at Atlanta Motor Speedway in 2024. After a race at Atlanta, we'll be headed to Watkins Glen, which joins the playoffs for the first time in the history of this track. The driver who I think is going to win Atlanta Motor Speedway is a driver who's won at Watkins Glen twice before in their career, and that is Chase Elliott. I think Chase Elliott will get his 3rd win and final win of 2024 at Watkins Glen. We know how strong the 9 team has been. Chase has been great at this racetrack. Should have won the 2022 edition. Had a great car in 2021. I think Hendrick Motorsports will make sure that Chase Elliott has a good enough car to compete for a run in the postseason. I think Chase Elliott gets it done at Watkins Glen. After Watkins Glen, we'll be headed to Bristol for the Bristol Night Race, a cutoff race who will determine who will get into the round of 12. I already mentioned this, but the last time we ran the night race, Denny Hamlin picked up the win. The driver I think is going to win, though, at Bristol Motor Speedway in 2024 is a driver of the 6th car for RFK, Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski should have won the 2022 edition. He was very quick and very fast in that race in 2022. And Brad Keselowski historically has been really good at this track. He won the race 2011 in 2012 as well. So I think Brad Keselowski will finally go back to victory lane on a short track for the first time in many years and will get win number 2 of 2024 at Bristol Motor Speedway. After a race at Bristol, we'll be headed to Kansas Speedway to kick off the round of 12. This race, of course, the fall race is won by Tyler Reddick, like I already mentioned. The driver who I have winning, though, once again in 2024 at this track is going to be Bubba Wallace. I think Bubba Wallace is going to sweep at Kansas Speedway in 2024, and here's why. Bubba Wallace, like I mentioned, best track for him in his career. Really great at this racetrack. Should have had more wins at this track than he already has. This 23 team's been really good. We know how strong 2311 Racing has been. I think Bubba Wallace is going to be able to get the victory and pick up the win at Kansas Speedway in 2024. After a race at Kansas Speedway, we'll be headed to Talladega Superspeedway for the second of 2 times. This track is always kind of known to bring upset winners. And I think they're going to get an upset winner in this event in 2024 because the driver I have winning at Talladega is going to be the driver of the 34 car for Front Row Motorsports, Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell is a really underrated super speedway racer. He won the 2021 Daytona 500. We know how strong the 34 team has been, and Front Row in general has been at super speedway tracks. So therefore, I think Michael McDowell is going to be able to get it done, and I think McDowell will get his first and only win of 2024 at the Talladega Super Speedway. After a race at Talladega, we'll be headed back to the Charlotte Roval. The last time we ran the Charlotte Roval, AJ Allmendinger was able to pick up the victory, and likely he'll be in the field for this event. But I don't think Allmendinger is going to win. The driver who I think will be winning the Charlotte Roval in 2024 is going to be William Byron. William Byron finished second and runner-up in 2023 in this race. And the 24 team, like I mentioned, a really strong team when it comes to the road course program. So therefore, I think William Byron is going to be able to get it done, show some great pace and speed, and I think William Byron will be able to pick up the victory and get the win at the Charlotte Roval. So now we get to the round of 8. Let's start off with Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The last time we ran in Las Vegas in the fall race, like I mentioned, Kyle Larson was able to pick up the win. And I've already picked Kyle Larson to win the spring race. But I don't think Kyle Larson is going to sweep this time. The driver who I have winning at Las Vegas Motor Speedway is a driver who's come very close to winning at Las Vegas multiple times, Ross Chastain. I think Ross Chastain is going to get his third and final win of 2023 at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He's been really good at this track, had one of the fastest cars in the spring race in 22 and also the fall race in 2022, and was pretty good in both 2023 races here. So therefore, I think Ross Chastain is going to be able to pick up the win at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. After a race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, we'll be headed to Homestead Miami Speedway. The last time we ran here, we saw Chris Earl pick up his second win of 2023. But Ryan Blaney and Kyle Larson dominated the race. The driver I'm picking to win at Homestead Miami Speedway is going to be a driver who's already won here at Homestead before, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson probably should have won this race in 2023 before running into the tire barrels and the sand barrels, because I think he could have beat Ryan Blaney at the end of the day. But like I said, he made that mistake. I don't think Kyle Larson makes that mistake this time around, though. I think he'll be able to pick up the win in the 2024 edition of this race. I'm going with Kyle Larson to get it done in 2024 at Homestead. And now we get to Martinsville. The cutoff race aside, who gets into the round of 4 for the championship race. The driver who I think is going to get it done at Martinsville is a driver who I believe has won at this track before in 2018, and that is, of course, going to be Joey Logano. Joey Logano has been very, very good in even years. I've already picked Logano to get 1 or 2 wins up this point throughout the year. I think Joey Logano will get his 3rd win of 2023 of the season. Actually, 2nd win in 2024. I think Joey Logano will be able to get the win at Martinsville and win a track that he has historically been really, really good at. So now we get to the final race of the season, and that is the championship race to decide who goes to Phoenix. The driver who I think is going to win at Phoenix International Speedway and be your 2024 NASCAR Cup Series champions. I think you're going to have to win the race to win the championship, unlike 2023 where Ross Chastain got it done. I am picking Kyle Larson to get his 6th and final win of 2024 and will be your 2024 NASCAR Cup Series champion. I think Kyle Larson's a favorite going into the season. We know how strong Kyle Larson's been at Phoenix Racing throughout his career, and I think that's going to translate to him in not only winning at Phoenix, but being your champion in 2024. So I'm picking Kyle Larson to get it done and be your champion at the end of the year. So those are my 2024 NASCAR Cup Series winner predictions. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, as we're on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment below your thoughts below on today's episode. What are your 2024 winter predictions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Want to hope you guys had a really, really good Christmas and happy holidays. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to likely have the Truck Series winter predictions, or actually the Truck Series predictions dropping on the channel. And then on Thursday, more than likely, or Friday, we'll probably have a NASCAR news video catching up on the news over the course of the last couple days. And we'll have other content dropping as we get to the end of the year. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.